are some people who think myths are stories about things that aren't true. But many times, myths reveal the greatest truths about our humanity. Aristotle, in his dissertation on metaphysics, says, "The lover of myth is, in a sense, a lover of wisdom, for the myth is composed of wonders." I'm Warren James. Today on the Sci-Fi Trader, we'll explore many wonders and bring you the products that share in the joy of those wonders. This is also the place where we bring you the people you want to meet. People like our own archivist, Jim Latta, who has one of the world's largest private collections of original science fiction memorabilia. The cornerstone of his collection comes from the Star Wars trilogy, and he'll share it with us later. Plus, offer you one of the hardest to find books on Star Wars collectibles. Star Wars is a retelling of the classic myth, the story of a young man's coming to age and learning to deal with right and wrong. But it was done using today's imagery of the fantastic. Think about it. Instead of having evil wizards and good wizards, we have Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Instead of demons and monsters, we have aliens and strange creatures, all images from a modern mythology. My first guest is one of today's most highly honored science fiction artists, a man whose work created many images that have reached mythic proportion in the world of science fiction. I've been reading science fiction since I was barely big enough to pull a book off the library shelf. Many of the images in science fiction come from the art of book covers, magazine covers, and from the illustrations inside them. And when I look back on some of the most memorable images in my mind's eye, many of them came from one man. Images like this print you see now, called The Gulf Between, which will be offered later in the show, come from the creative mind of Frank Kelly Freas. Joining me now is the legend himself. Kelly, I'm glad you could be here to join us. Thanks for coming. You have painted some amazing pictures, some fantastic images. Where'd you get the inspiration for them?
From the stories. I'm first and foremost a storyteller.
That's good, yes. You take the stories other people have written and you tell stories with your paintings.
Got it. I tell the stories that the authors can't tell. So I fill in the cracks between the sentences.
Ah, there's a lot of cracks sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
How did you develop your style? Nobody else, well, I know one person who paints like you, but nobody else does. How did you develop that style?
Very simply, I just painted. I'm convinced that anybody's style is a sum total of all the things he does wrong that he doesn't know about. Everybody tells me what an interesting style I have. As far as I'm concerned, every picture is a different problem. I don't know what my style is.
It's funny that you say that because I can look at a picture and I know it's yours.
That's what they tell me. Okay. I look at it and wonder, did I do that, Blaze? Oh.
Well, hey. What was one of the more memorable paintings that you've done?
Probably the most memorable painting that I have done of all. It has to have been either Green Hills of Earth or the Gulf Between, the robot.
And we're proud to be offering prints of the Gulf Between.
That's the one.
The Green Hills from Earth, that was the one used on the Caveman record?
That's right.
Yes.
That was the sense of a soldier who has conquered his universe, has won his war. All he wants to do is go home.
Yeah.
And he can't go home.
And he can't go home. That was a classic story and a classic painting. What's your favorite subject when you're painting?
Pretty girls.
Ah, indeed. Isn't that all of them? Isn't that all of our favorite subjects?
Unfortunately, in science fiction, I've been able to indulge myself quite often.
Yes, because your paintings are filled with memorable women.
Science fiction is full of memorable women when it comes right down to it, both in the stories and writing the stories. For instance, C.L. Moore at 16 wrote classic science fiction, which I've had the fortune to illustrate. Not when she was writing it, but subsequently.
Indeed. Where do you find your models for all the women that you use?
Well, most of the time I marry them, but they come along fairly readily.
Most people hire them.
Oh, no, that's doing it the hard way.
Well, whatever. Kelly, thanks for joining us. It's fun. I love your work. I enjoy having you with me and look forward to having you back again sometime.
Thank you much.
Thank you. And now here's Darla to give you all the information you need to order the renowned works of this fine gentleman.
Kelly Freas is recognized as the world's most prolific and popular science fiction artist of all time, and the Trader has brought together the ultimate Kelly Freas collection, signed and numbered copies of A Separate Star. This image-packed volume includes over 55 large paintings in full color, plus 40 additional sketches and illustrations with handwritten captions from Kelly's own notes. But that's not all. The Trader has combined this dynamic book with one of the most famous images in science fiction, a signed copy of The Gulf Between. This thought-provoking print is something that you'll enjoy for years to come. Both of these quality rendered collectibles are yours for only $69.95 by calling 1-800-Sci-Fi-60. That's $69.95 for both, a signed copy of The Gulf Between and a signed copy of A Separate Star. The Gulf Between has been lovingly printed on fine quality paper, and this gorgeous, no longer in print leatherette volume of A Separate Star comes with a matching gold stamp slipcase. Both are affordably yours by calling the Trader at 1-800-Sci-Fi-60. So give us a call and let Kelly sign a set for you. For only $69.95 plus shipping and handling, you'll be able to enjoy these wonderful treasures as much as we have. Warren, this is a fantastic offer.
Another neat thing about this print is that it inspired an album cover for one of rock and roll's legendary groups. The guys in Queen were all science fiction fans, including the late Freddie Mercury, and they wanted Kelly to paint the cover art for one of their albums. They wanted the cover art to be based on The Gulf Between. The result is this album cover. This is Kelly's copy, signed by the members of the band, and no, he's not selling it. The only thing Kelly regrets about this is that he was so excited to be doing an album cover for Queen that he forgot to ask for royalties. The album sold over 2 million copies. When we return, we'll give you a close-up look at a hard-to-find Star Wars book that you can own for your very own. Plus, Darth Vader's original armor worn in The Empire Strikes Back. Don't go away. I'd really like to hear from you. If you'd like to write to us at the Sci-Fi Trader. Our address is Sci-Fi Trader, 11301 West Olympic Boulevard, number 568, West Los Angeles, California, 90064. Or join us online on the Prodigy service. Our Prodigy ID is USAO05A. We're on the TV network's bulletin board.
The fear of the unknown is always worse than the actual thing.
Not always.
Friday the 13th, the series. Tomorrow night at 10. You're watching Sci-Fi Trader on the Sci-Fi Channel. David's an inventor.
I'm going to teach you everything.
Lucy's his invention.
Is the coffee to your liking?
Jane's his wife.
You talk about her like she's alive.
Lucy doesn't like that.
Jane, I do have feelings.
Robbie Benson.
Lucy? Oh, my gosh.
And Kate Jackson as Lucy.
This is my house, Jane.
Homewrecker. A Sci-Fi Channel premiere feature. Saturday, August 13th.
Strangers from beyond. They can be anyone.
Here's an organism that imitates other life forms.
Or anything. Now they're here on Earth.
Some kind of a ship down there.
And for one terrifying week, they're on Sci-Fi. It's a 5-day extraterrestrial onslaught. The Sci-Fi Channel's Alien Invasion begins Monday at 9, 6 Pacific.
My next guest is a part of the Sci-Fi Trader family, but we just had to bring him out for an interview when it came to the next exciting product on our show. We have a very special treat that's extremely hard to find. The publisher didn't realize the demand when Steve Sansweet's book, Star Wars, From Concept to Screen to Collectible, was first printed. But because of our next guest, Jim Latta, we were able to secure a limited quantity of signed-by-the-author copies exclusively available for Sci-Fi Trader fans. Jim, you've outdone yourself on this one. It's amazing. How did you get a hold of the copies of this book?
Well, ironically, part of the reason why I even started searching for it in the first place was I couldn't find a copy for myself. Even though I've known Steve for years, he's a good friend of mine, every time I go in the bookstore to pick one up because I couldn't get by his house, he's always busy, I'm very busy, it would be gone. I'd call him up and say, Steve, where's the book? And he'd say, well, I told the publisher, in this case, demand exceeded supply. And it's one of these things where once I got associated with your program, I just felt this would be a great product because it would finally end the calls from people calling me all over the world, literally, London, Japan, Nebraska, New York. Jim, you know Steve, where can I get this book? It's such a special book. And we were
can you
really
get him
lucky.
to autograph it for me while you're at it?
That's what's so great about it. In this case, even if you did find it in a bookstore, Steve's autographed them. And we've got a limited quantity that I told Steve, he was so thrilled that I finally was able to get a quantity that he said, hey, I'll sign them for you, and we'll sell them on the show. And that way the fans can not only finally get the book, but they can get a signed edition as well. And of course, I'm thrilled because I could never find one for myself to get him to sign one to me. So I'm even more thrilled. But I was very happy because we were finally able to work with the publisher and say, look, we've got a great forum here. Let's go ahead and get some. And we just got them hot off the press, so we're really excited about it.
Great. Well, we know it's rare, but what makes it wonderful?
Well, it's unique. I'm a book collector as well as a memorabilia collector. And what's so special about this book is, and I think Steve's love carried through to the project as well as everybody involved. He did so many interviews with different people. It's so fascinating because he takes it from the genesis of the Star Wars concept when George Lucas is first starting to write out. He's working at a typewriter. He's thinking to himself, I'm creating this world. And he was under so much pressure to finish the film and finish the script for the film that he threw himself into this world. And Steve takes it from that all the way to the point where George is meeting with pre-production artists. He's meeting with Ralph McQuarrie. He's meeting with Joe Johnston, 20th Century Fox, all the way through to the making of the film, the visual effects, assembling ILM, taking it all the way through to the point where the film becomes a blockbuster, the toy line goes into development, the Kenner products, all the way through to things that were never created, that were never released on the market, and all the way through to collecting today. And he talks about the market. And it's a work of art, and it's educational in the sense that if you're an aspiring filmmaker, or you're a collector, or you're just curious about even manufacturing, it's very unique. And I think just 2 minutes of browsing through it, anybody that sees it, and this probably explains why it sold so fast, you just say, wow, look at this. This is a piece of work.
Mm-hmm. How did you get involved in collecting Star Wars memorabilia? I know you collect a lot of other stuff, and anybody who's looked at our set can realize that.
Well, I've been a toy collector as well, and I think what's interesting about collecting is that it's a memory, it's a physical memory. It's something that you can hold in your hand. Mm-hmm. All collectors, I think, would agree with me in the sense that when they first saw Star Wars, in this case, and you saw that Star Destroyer just coming over your head, that long shot, that's only a 3-foot miniature, and Steve actually has pictures of the prototype one all the way through. When it's coming over your head, I think everybody just kind of gasped. You just went, wow, look at this. And
but that also echoed a lot of other movies, a lot of other science fiction films.
It did.
So that movie itself was a memory jog.
It honored. Well, Steve talks about George being influenced by Flash Gordon and by myth. He's been talking about myth and legend.
Yes.
And I think it's one of these things that collecting and Star Wars popularity, the film was so accessible that people worldwide just fell in love with it, and I fell in love with it. And as soon as I saw that opening shot, I said to myself, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I'm going to work in the film medium. I've been doing that for 8 or 9 years, besides being a collector. And it just reminded me of the magic. It reminded me of why I wanted to get in the business in the first place.
Indeed. And the movie was magic. Star Wars was magic.
It was.
And it's also universal because it speaks of universal stories.
Universal mass appeal. I think if you look at the mythos, and George has accredited Joseph Campbell's book Hero with 1,000 Faces of being a major influence on the trilogy. The story of good versus evil goes back to cave painting. I mean, it's always been a part of us. And I think the combination of the dazzling effects, the pre-production design, which is all featured in the book, the casting, everything about the film was just very special, and I think that's the mass appeal.
And very wonderful. Jim, you've outdone yourself today by finding us copies of these books, and now, here's Darla, and she's going to tell you how you can get a copy of this book for your very own.
Today, collecting Star Wars memorabilia has become one of the hottest hobbies around. Josh Warren and I were talking about different Star Wars moments during the week, but now for just $24.95 and a call to 1-800-Sci-Fi-60, the definitive book about these epic movies can be yours. For only $24.95, you can have this fabulous reference guide which has hundreds of photos and covers thousands of items. Collectibles from not only this country, but from all over the world. And best of all, the author, Stephen Sansweet, will be signing every copy ordered. So call 1-800-Sci-Fi-60, and for $24.95 plus shipping and handling, we'll raise your own signed copy of Star Wars from concept to screen to collectible to you. This book can be yours when you call 1-800-Sci-Fi-60. Josh is the in-house Star Wars maven on this show, and he's going to tell you what's coming up next. I only wish it could be Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. Dream on, Darla. Star Wars was my initiation into the world of science fiction. So before I tell you what's coming up next, I just want to add my own 2 cents about this book. It's an outstanding work of art. The design and layout of the book is exceptional, and best of all, you can own this difficult-to-find book, and it's signed by the author himself. When you receive this book, you'll be in Star Wars heaven for the rest of your life. Now, when we return, the Star Wars image that left its greatest impression on me will grace our stage. Unbelievable. I can't believe I'm sitting next to an actual authentic Darth Vader mask and helmet worn in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi?
Yes, it's believed that it was worn in Return of the Jedi also by Don Bees, the Lucasfilm archivist.
By the person who was in the mask itself, which is so big. I mean, I had the toy myself, and the proportion was much smaller, wasn't as glossy, and was it David Prowse who wore it in both films?
David Prowse wore it in both films if it was used in Jedi. And what's interesting about it is you can imagine having somebody that's 7 feet tall wearing this helmet coming at you swinging a lightsaber. In vintage costume collecting, the ruby slippers are the holy grail of collecting from Wizard of Oz. But in science fiction, I felt that this was the holy grail, and it was something that I was really excited to acquire. And, we were talking about Stephen Sansweet before. He has a Darth Vader, but what he doesn't have is one of these, which is a letter from George Lucas on Lucasfilm stationery, signed by George, that actually says that it was used in The Empire Strikes Back. And Don Bees, the archivist, just from the way it was found in storage at Lucasfilm on the ranch, believes that it was used in Jedi also.
You got this at an auction, right?
Yeah, at the Directors Guild of America. George was serving as vice president of on the council of the Artists' Rights Foundation. And it was a lot of work. I had to sell a lot of Star Wars toys to get it, but I felt that it was worth it.
I'm glad you did. Thank you so much for bringing it. I've had a gas. Our next offering shifts gears from science fiction to science fact. It's a collectible that is associated with an event that captured the heart and the soul of our entire planet. Here's Warren to help you remember that glorious moment.
When I was growing up, the most amazing adventure that I could imagine was a trip to the moon. The moon was a symbol of the unknown, and I knew that someday people would go there. In 1969, when man first went to the moon, I was enthralled by the adventure and sat glued to my TV. In my mind, one of the most moving moments of all was when I heard Houston say, "Apollo 11, go for TLI." I knew what that stood for, translunar insertion. That laconic, dry phrase summarized all the wonder I had dreamed of. Approval to leave Earth orbit and go to the moon. This Apollo 11 25th anniversary framed collage is a way of refreshing and renewing memories of that event, an event that I remembered every day I worked as an engineer in the space program. When your children or children's children ask you what these things are, you can tell them that 25 years ago, people first walked on the moon, and we'll go back there someday. Here's how you can capture this moment in space and time that mesmerized not only this nation, but the entire world.
The Apollo 11 25th anniversary set is a Sci-Fi Trader exclusive. It has been custom made for us, and we are offering this exclusive collection for only $49.95. Each set includes the official Apollo 11 25th anniversary patch. The richness of colors and the dramatic logo make this extremely distinctive. The set also includes this beautiful matching cloisonne pin. This medallion is antique nickel with a specially fired enamel surface that will ensure the pin's luster for a lifetime. There is also an antique nickel medallion that is part of a limited edition collector series. You also get one of the most seminal images ever to be captured on film. This powerful photograph of Buzz Aldrin standing on the moon with Neil Armstrong reflected in the visor of his helmet. And the final item in the 25th anniversary set is a reproduction of the actual Apollo 11 mission patch, which was designed by the mission's crew themselves. Call 1-800-SCI-FI-60, and for $49.95 plus shipping and handling, you will receive this specially designed collector set. Keep in mind that these are custom pieces and allow 2 to 3 weeks for delivery. Go Sci-Fi 60.
Want to know what's coming up on the Sci-Fi Channel? Call 1-900-773-SFCS for a current schedule, including series episodes and movie descriptions. Call costs 95 cents per minute. Average call is 2 minutes.
I'm Apollo 11 astronaut Buzz Aldrin. NASA sent me in 1969. At this time, I'll be taking you on the Sci-Fi Channel's trip to the moon.
Tomorrow at 7, 4 Pacific.
Hi, I'm Buzz Aldrin. 25 years ago, I walked on the moon. Of course, Neil Armstrong and I were far from the first to do so.
Welcome to the moon.
As long as there have been movies, people have been going to the moon. Join me for a day devoted to those imaginary journeys, followed by the Sci-Fi Channel's Trip to the Moon, a special look back 25 years ago to the day science fantasy became reality.
The Moon Mania Marathon, Sunday beginning at 9 a.m. Eastern.
What you're looking at is the official Sci-Fi Channel watch. I wear mine all the time, and you'd be amazed how many people would stop me and ask me about it. And it's no wonder, it really does have a striking appearance. And look, the planet logo face flips up to reveal the watch face itself. Kind of a secret compartment.
The brushed stainless steel finish makes it appropriate for both dressy occasions and everyday wear. If you'd like to have the official Sci-Fi Channel watch, call 1-800-SCI-FI-60 and we'll send it to you for only $59.95. And if you'd like any of the products that we featured on today's show, just call us at the Trader. We're offering the fabulous Kelly Freas print, The Gulf Between, and the art book, A Separate Star, for $69.95. A small price to own a piece of art from one of science fiction's most famous illustrators. We also have the extremely hard-to-find Star Wars, from concept to screen to collectible, for only $24.95. What a fabulous cover, and the photos inside bring back the entire Star Wars experience. And finally, the 25th Anniversary Apollo Collector's Kit for $49.95, which includes these colorful patches, the commemorative coin and pin, and a world-famous photo taken on the lunar surface. So call us at the Trader, 1-800-SCI-FI-60. That's 1-800-724-3460 to order any of these fabulous items. And of course, the Trader offers a 30-day money-back guarantee on every item that we feature. And for your convenience, we accept Visa, MasterCard, American Express, personal checks, money orders, and your firstborn. Now here's Warren to take us home.
I'd like to leave you with a simple thought from the theologian Paul Tillich. There is no substitute for the use of symbols and myths. They are the language of faith. I'm Warren James, and this is the Sci-Fi Trader. Till next time, have faith in the future. We'll all be there soon.
Strangers from beyond. They can be anyone or anything. And for one terrifying week, they're on Sci-Fi. It's a 5-day extraterrestrial onslaught. The Sci-Fi Channel's Alien Invasion begins Monday at 9 p.m., 6 Pacific. Now, stay tuned for Beauty and the Beast, next on the Sci-Fi Channel.